Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. This is Krishna Srija. I'm a BBA LLB first year student at Reva University. Now currently interning with Lexis and Company. Now we clearly discuss about the measures of Hindu Marriage Act 1955. So what are the important provisions in this, and why what is the purpose of this law, and we will discuss everything about this. Okay, the first most important section in this act is the first section. It clearly defines to whom this law is applicable. So this law is applicable to all the people who are Hindus by religion, and and to the people belonging to the religions of Buddhism, Sikhism, and Jainism. And it also applicable to the people living in the territories who are not who don't follow the religion of Christianity and Islam, etc. This is all the first section is about. Now, and the third section of this act defines some important and complicated relations. So the first relation is full-blooded relation. Full-blooded brother or sister. It means the brothers or sisters are descended from the common ancestor and having same mother, or having same or from the same wife and same husband. So these people are called full-blooded sister or brother. And the next one is half-blooded sister. Sister or brothers. Here these people are from the common ancestor. They have same mother. They have same father, but different mothers. Uh, let's clearly analyze with an illustration. Suppose A and B are married, and A and B are having a child out of their wedlock called C. And after some time, the mother of C, that is A's wife, B, was dead. So later, after some time, A was married to D. He was married to D, and then after some time, A and D had a child called E. So here B, C and E have same father but different mother. So this type of relation is called half-blooded. And the last one is uterine blood. Uterine blood means it's just like same as the half blood, but here fathers are different but mother is same. So these are the three complicated relationships defined in this act. And the next section is section 5. Section 5 talks about the conditions for marriage. There are some conditions need to be fulfilled for marriage. So the first condition is that both the spouses the spouses of the both parties are dead during the time of the marriage. I mean they are not living, they are not in their life. The first condition is that neither party's spouses was alive at the time of marriage. And the second condition is that they both parties are not from the common ancestor, unless if their custom permits so. And both of them are not in Sapinda relationship. And the next one is, this is the most important one. The age of the both parties are taken into consideration. The female age must be at least 18 years of old, and the male should be 21 years of old. So this is the most important condition to be fulfilled for the marriage. And both should be in a stable mental condition to give their consent to know what happening around them. And the next one is both they should be in a mental state to give to understand what is happening around them. So these are the important conditions for need to be fulfilled for the marriage. And the next this section is actually omitted from this act. Section 6 used to tell about the guardianship of the marriage. So because of the Restraint of Child Marriages Act 1978, this section was omitted from this act. So what is the need of guardianship if both parties are in a state to understand what's happening to them, or or in the or if their maturity levels are enough to carry out their relationship. So this provision was omitted from the from the Hindu Marriages Act 1955. And the next section, important section, is section 8. These guides for the registration of the marriage. So it guides how to apply for the registration of the marriage in state government offices. This registration acts as the proof for the marriage in future. So the next important section is, so let's see another important sections in our another video, that is part 2 of second part of our Hindu Marriage Act 1955. So that's all for the day. Thank you.